Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Wednesday, and that means tonight was AEW Dynamite. As far as tonight's Dynamite does go, I thought it was a pretty good show, very easy to watch, and just scooted on by. Like, this show flew on by. It was good. It was great. I enjoyed it. We're getting the lead up for Beach Break next week, which we only have 2 matches announced for. Big old show. And only 2 matches announced. Now I get it. They got a special Collision tomorrow that they were building matches for that. I think we got 3 Collision matches. I wrote it down here in my notes. We got, because Collision is going to be live tomorrow on TBS. We got 4 Collision matches. Garcia versus a member of FTR, Statlander versus Nightingale, Mike Bailey versus Dralistico, and then Bowens versus Johnson. So, overall, I enjoyed tonight's Dynamite. Dynamite was a pretty good show. It flowed well. It was smooth, easy to watch. That's what you want from your wrestling show. A smooth, easy to watch show that builds to things. Now, it could have built better because we've got a pay-per-view in a couple of weeks and don't know jack shat about none of it other than the Owen finals. So it's like, come on. We got to start building this pay-per-view. That's the one thing. We got to start building to this pay-per-view, and they ain't telling us nothing. At least nothing that I paid attention to or noticed. So we'll see, because we have, it's on the 25th, 2 more Dynamites. 2 more Dynamites, 3 Collisions before the Double or Nothing pay-per-view. And they're building up this big Beach Break show next week with the world title cage match. And then it's like, okay, you're going to do that before the pay-per-view? This has got to be leading to something. I don't think Joe wins. I think even though it's a cage match, people are going to get involved. I'll talk about it more later after the main event stuff, but I think people are going to get involved. And yeah, it's going to lead to something at the pay-per-view, whether that's anarchy in the arena, maybe they move blood and guts from a Dynamite to a Double or Nothing, or just another Moxley Joe match. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, because again, we only got a couple more weeks till I got a dang pay-per-view, which is the same night as WWE Battleground, the NXT show, which they've already got 3 matches announced for. So, we'll see. If I remember correctly, there are only 2 matches for Double or Nothing. Yes, that's what I said, Trey. The only 2 matches we know for Double or Nothing, with 3 weeks to go, are the Owen finals, which are big matches in their own rights. The finals to the Owen Cup, because the winners then get world title shots at All In July. So, we'll see how it all does work out. But with all of that, I want to say thank you for joining us here at twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, our podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel, one of 2 different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get 1 free subscription to any, try not to burp right in the microphone, any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to, and I greatly appreciate it if you did right here for Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember to help us out over on YouTube. You can help us out over there by hitting that subscribe button. That way you know we post new videos. That way you know when we go live, and that way you know when we post to the community tab. Also, remember, if you want to support us in another way, you can do so by hitting the join button and becoming a channel member. As a channel member, you get access to emotes and emojis and a badge. And then that's at the $1 tier, and at the $5 tier, you get access to all of our graphics packages, which right now you can get our WrestleMania 41, our AEW Revolution graphics, and then coming up, next week should be posted, you'll get our WWE Backlash graphics. Then after that, you'll get our AEW Double or Nothing graphics, and because we made graphics for it, you'll also get our WWE Battleground graphics at the end of the month as well. Plus, I will be doing a Q&A either tomorrow or Friday. Actually, I need to put we're going to do it Monday, because I'm going to put the question survey thing up tonight or tomorrow and give you guys till Monday to ask your questions. So the Q&A will be done on Monday for members and Patreon subscribers over at patreon.com/PW Unlimited. Also, remember, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, you can do so by donating a super chat in the live chat. And I got something on my glasses that's like making it hard to see. It's not like not hard to see, but like a glare from this light right here hitting it. There we go. That's better. Also, remember, head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks from Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code right here, PW Unlimited, at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Hey, may the fourth be with you. May the force be with you. And head over and get that new season of Fortnite if you play Fortnite. Galactic Battle is live now in Fortnite, where it's a fully themed Star Wars season, and it's hella fun. For the first time ever, they have vaulted the ammo boxes because you don't need to worry about ammo anymore. All these guns have unlimited ammo. They do have a cooldown. They have unlimited ammo because they're all Star Wars laser guns, I guess you would call them. Shooters, star shooters, whatever you want to call them. Really fun, really cool, really awesome. I think it's one of the better seasons we've seen in a while. So head over and check it out on Fortnite. Fortnite Galactic Battle, whether you play on your PlayStation, your Xbox, your phone, your Switch, your tablet, or your computer. When getting the V-Bucks for the Battle Pass, use this code right here. With that, we're also sponsored by Chef Robot. We'll talk about that a little bit later. When it comes to AEW Dynamite, Dynamite comes on the air, Excalibur welcoming us alongside Taz and Tony Schiavone, as out comes Hangman, Adam Page. Page comes out, walks past the Owen Hart Trophy. No belts. Are they still getting title belts? I don't know. They did last year. I remember Mariah May's picture and her holding the title belt and so forth. But they haven't shown the belts at all this year, just the big old trophy. Page comes out and said he's never understood after everything. He's done why even one fan would cheer for him. But it doesn't make a difference. Thank you anyways. Page shouldn't have to say it. The past 2 years have been some kind of special hell for him. After what happened to his family, he wanted revenge and justice. Page took from another man his hopes and dreams, nearly killing him. But after the cage match with Swerve Strickland, he thought that he'd find some sort of joy, and ultimately he felt nothing from it. For one moment, Page thought that he went back to the ring to finish the job. He'd get closure, but he didn't. The fans chanted, "Tell us why, tell us why." And I'm like, oh, that's a new one. That's a new chant. Page said that he doesn't know why, but he took the frustration, bottled it up, and then unleashed it on anyone in his way. But all it did was tear down those around him. Page looks right into the camera and said that he'd never forget or forgive what Strickland did to him. But he'll have to put him behind. He'll have to put it behind him. When Page made that decision, he chose to enter the Owen, defeating Josh Alexander and Kyle Fletcher, and finally making his way to Double or Nothing in the finals against who they call the best in the world, the best wrestler in the world, Will Ospreay. And right on cue out did come Will Ospreay. Ospreay comes out and states that the Owen Cup is his, and he's walking to that ring to tell Hangman Page that it's his. The two face off, and the crowd starts chanting, "Holy shit." They then switch to a happy birthday chant, because it's Will Ospreay's birthday, apparently. He apologizes to Page for interrupting his therapy session. It's the first time they've ever spoken to one another, regardless of being in the same promotion in the past. But in that same breath, he wants to apologize because he knows Page has a lot and been going through a lot. Ospreay knows how much this match means to him and everything that it comes with. One of Ospreay's favorite moments in AEW was when Page took the Misfits in the Dark Order and showed them leadership. And from there, how Page rode that support in becoming AEW World Champion, and how perfect that was. However, after Page lost the title, everything changed, which, well, Ospreay understands. Last week, after Page beat Fletcher, Ospreay and the fans noticed something Page hadn't done in a while. Well, that's smile. While he's aware that many want Page to become the main character again, Ospreay has a problem with that. As well, he ain't losing a Double or Nothing. Ospreay then brings up Page tearing people apart like Jeff Jarrett, Christopher Daniels, and his friend, Swerve Strickland. Ospreay has been doing Page's job, like doing media calls, meet and greets, and taking photos with the kids and their families, because he is the face of this company. When the bell rings, Ospreay still shows how he is the best, and this is where the best wrestle. If Page thinks that he found his smile, Doesn't matter. Cowboy shit or not, Ospreay understands that this is about redemption for Page, but it ain't about his redemption. It's about Ospreay's ascension. I loved that line. I thought that line was freaking great. It's not about your redemption. It's about my ascension. I'm like, whoo, boy. This promo right here between these two got me hyped for this match. Like, I was hyped because I knew it was going to be a good match. But these promos, I would say, by both men, killed it. They killed it. They were both fantastic here. The camera slowly pans in. We get an intense face-off between the two who are not opponents in a way of like they hate each other. Opponents in a way of, hey, we're fighting for the same goal here, a world title shot, and to win the Owen. We don't hate each other. We respect each other. We're going to beat each other's ass to get what we want. Yet, out comes Don Callis. Don Callis and the Callis family came out on stage. Callis could barely get a word out, but say the stupidest day of Ospreay's life is when he left this family. Just to prove how stupid he is, Callis asked if Ospreay even knew what is standing next to him. He is a violent, unstable sociopath who puts his mentor in a nursing home. And I go, what? You didn't put Christopher Daniels in a nursing home. And this whole Christopher Daniels is his mentor thing kind of came out of nowhere and not a thing. All of a sudden, just randomly, Christopher Daniels is all of a sudden his mentor. And he beat up his mentor. I'm not a big fan of that one. Anyways. Ospreay held back Page, who was ready to fight, and said, you know what? Pick any two members of your family. Face us two next week at Beach Break. Page slowly removed his hand Page slowly removed Ospreay's hand from his chest as Callis said they can't even get through a segment without wanting to kill each other. You really think you guys can work good together next week? I don't think so. Callis gleefully accepts, so long as Page doesn't have another mental breakdown before next week. The Callis family leave, and I thought this was great. I thought this was excellent. I thought this set up perfectly. I mean, it was obvious when the Don Callis family came out where they were setting up, oh, the two opponents have to be partners for 1 week. Yeah, it's a pro wrestling trope that goes back decades and decades and decades. You're two opponents who don't hate each other but don't get along and are made to work together. I mean, we've seen it in WWE for years. Remember the MVP Matt Hardy stuff from back in the day? Where Matt Hardy was trying to beat MVP for the U.S. title, but before that, Theodore Long made him team together. Then we get FTR and Stokely Hathaway. Now, if you haven't been watching Collision, and I'm going to be honest, the only time I watch Collision is when I need something on in the background to fall asleep to. So that's when I watch Collision. So I don't really pay attention to Collision, but I know what's been going on for the most part. And apparently Stokely Hathaway has been paired with FTR. FTR and Stokely interrupt the commentary team and start running down tonight's card. He then asks Tony Schiavone, Nigel McGuinness, you have issues with FTR? Nigel not there, of course. Tony is. Hathaway said FTR tried to issue an apology, but a week after week after week, Schiavone has to say something about them and Hathaway, who Schiavone called a snake in the grass. Hathaway called Schiavone I wrote this weird. I don't even know what I wrote here. Hathaway said that Schiavone is a piece of, and he was cut off by Schiavone, who was then pushed back into his chair by Dax Harwood. Wheeler told Schiavone, relax, stop being so tense. This is about Daniel Garcia, who made his choice, turning his back on FTR after everything they've done for him. That was another thing. I guess that was maybe all a Collision thing. When did the whole Daniel Garcia and FTR thing start? Like, I've seen it once or twice on the Dynamite, but I guess that's a full Collision storyline that they were all kind of linked together. I don't know. They didn't do a good job on telling us why they were linked together. Because I thought Daniel Garcia was with 2.0. And then all of a sudden he's buddy teaming and cool with FTR against the Paragon. They didn't tell us that. Come on. Let us know what's going on. Not everybody watches Collision, but I guess that's a Collision-only storyline. Anyways, tomorrow night, Collision's on a Thursday. And it'll hurt them when they hurt Daniel Garcia. Harwood told Schiavone to tell McGuinness that they'll see him tomorrow. Top guys out. So tomorrow, Daniel Garcia will be facing one member of FTR on Collision. Remember, Collision will be airing tomorrow on TBS, not this Saturday, not on TNT. Harley Cameron's backstage, helping Anna Jay prepare for her upcoming 4-way eliminator. Cameron says she has Jay's fat ass. And they have the TNA. Tenacity and aggression. But Jay said it's tits and ass. Which Cameron said, yeah, that too. Jay asked Thunder Rosa, Penelope Ford, and Toni Storm, who wants to get choked out. Cameron told Jay to get on as she piggybacked Jay out to her shot. So it's like, okay. Anna Jay said she was going to choke somebody out. But instead, Toni Storm choked out, who was it, Penelope Ford, I want to say. With that crossface chicken wing. And the match was next. 4-way eliminator. With the champion Toni Storm, Thunder Rosa, Penelope Ford, and Anna Jay. And this went exactly how you thought. The champion winning. And they even told us afterwards, Toni Storm has never lost an eliminator. She is 12-0 in eliminator matches. So why should we care about these eliminator matches? Why should we ever think that these eliminator matches are going to lead to a title shot because someone's going to beat the champion? They never do. It's only happened twice? And I don't even remember what. I just know that it's happened once or twice. I can't remember who and when and where. So it's like I see it says eliminator and I go, oh, the champion's winning. Please surprise me. Please shock me. And they never do. So Jay and Ford brawl to the floor immediately at the bell, leaving the former Thunder Rosa and the former team of Thunder Tits, Thunder Rosa and Toni Storm, in the ring together. The duo was duking it out pretty quickly. Rosa got a fast start with the head scissors and a drop kick into the corner for a near fall. Rosa opted to get the crowd going and ultimately missed the splash, allowing Ford to fly in with a drop kick to the back for a 2. Anna Jay broke up the pin. There was a knee lift between the ropes, followed by a spin kick that got Anna Jay a near fall, which Storm broke up, resulting in the crowd popping for Toni Storm. There's a fisherman suplex that was broken up by Ford, who then kicked Toni Storm. And Taz questioned, is Storm wearing a cut? Because she kind of no-sold it, I guess. But it's like, what? Wearing a cut? She's a girl. She got balls. Anyways, Ford then wiped out Jay and Storm with a moonsault off the apron, but Rosa took her time and hit a tornado onto the pile as we go to commercial break. Back from the break, the match was all broken down as it was Jay who cut off Rosa's momentum before being tripped up by Ford on the floor. Jay then answered with a snap suplex, dodged a Rosa baseball slide, but was planted with a Rosa DDT of her own. At one point, Rosa launched off Storm's back for a drop kick onto Jay and Ford. Thunder Titch couldn't get Ford up for a double suplex, which is kind of ridiculous. It's like 2-on-1. And then out came Megan Bayne. Megan Bayne came out and laid out Storm and Rosa. Remember, 4-way, no DQ. Jay escaped Fate's descent as Ford tried to attack from behind, which kind of took too long, and it was long enough for Bayne to clock Jay and lay her out with a powerbomb. Harley Cameron would then run out with a metal pipe, would clothesline Bayne to the outside of the ring, deck her repeatedly with the pipe, and chase her to the back. Okay, cool. I'm glad this only lasted like a minute. Back in the ring, Ford then had Jay trapped in an Indian deathlock, allowing Storm to get revenge and stomp Ford low. Storm sank in a crossface chicken wing, Excalibur called it the TCM chicken wing, and got Ford to tap pretty quickly to win the match. So again, Toni Storm, 12-0 in these eliminator matches. Post-match, Rosa came in the ring and hugged Toni Storm. Oh, you beat me, I'm going to hug you. What? You should be mad that you lost. Not, good job, pal. Good job, buddy. No, be mad. Be like, oh, fucking A. Goddamn lost. So, yeah, exactly what we expected. CRU, Action Andretti and Lio Rush walk in from the crowd and appear to be a ringside ahead of the next segment involving the AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Hurt Syndicate. The Hurt Syndicate come out to a loud ovation from the crowd. These heels are getting cheered like baby faces. What the shit? Just change it, Tony Khan. Just do it. Like, they're not gonna not cheer the Hurt Syndicate, so why keep them baby, or why keep them heels? If they're gonna keep cheering them, you turn them. You got to do it. They love singing the song, "We hurt people, we hurt people, we hurt people," and they love to cheer them when they hurt people. So it's like, yeah, they're baby faces, at least to the crowds in every city. But Tony's steadfast. They're heels, and I get it. They're heels because they just beat up random people. So it's like they do heel things, but the crowd thinks it's cool. So maybe you might want to reconsider. Anyways, MVP does a roll call before asking and saying that we're the best tag team and he needs a tag team to step up. MVP questions, who though? They like to hurt people. Who wants to get hurt? Top Flight's music hit as Darius said that they've been beaten down, but their luck is going to change. They can't look at this challenge, or they can't overlook this challenge. They want the opportunity. Teams like CRU are scared to step up as MVP asked if Top Flight wants to be next to get hurt. Dante said that they know that they're the underdogs and no one has their money on them. But they have proven themselves championship quality, championship caliber, and they're ready to go. Darius asked if Motor City wants a miracle. And this led to MJF running out. He had his fists taped and he beat the hell out of Top Flight, bloodying both Dante and Darius. MJF wiped very little of Dante's blood on his shirt before delivering a powerbomb on the edge of the ring. He got into the ring, got in Lashley's face and says, I hurt people. Lashley then took the mic and smiled at him and said, I got an answer for you, but it'll come next week. MJF then walked out into the back as his music played. Now here's the thing. I think the answer is going to be we are adding a new member, but it's not you. Because as of tomorrow night, I want to say, might be tonight midnight, but I think it's tomorrow night midnight, Cedric Alexander's a free agent. Cedric Alexander's 90-day non-compete from WWE will be up. And I think this guy is going to the Hurt Business or Hurt Syndicate. And I think the whole thing is, well, MVP wants to join us? Yeah, we're going to add another member, but it ain't you. And they bring in Cedric Alexander. I could be wrong, but that's how I would like to see it go. They bring MVP or MJF out, and they're like, hey, or they don't even bring MJF out. They're just in the ring, and they go, well, we got an announcement to make. We're adding a new member. And everyone starts chanting, MJF, MJF. And MVP can be like, can our new member come out? And it's MJF who comes out, right? Okay. MJF walks out and goes, Bobby. You changed your mind, didn't you? You saw me hurt people last week, and you've changed your mind. And that's when he goes, yeah, you hurt people, but I still don't want you in this group. And then MJF, and I'm booking this whole thing right now, fantasy booking. MJF will be like, I thought you said you're adding a new member. Who else is here? No one else hurts people like I do and you do. And then and Bobby can go, oh, but this guy knows how to hurt people. And out can come Cedric. So that's how I would like to see it. And then we get like a MJF Cedric Alexander match, maybe not next week, but the week after. Just a thought. I could be wrong, but just a thought. So then they send it to the Young Bucks and Ricochet. But it's the Young Bucks and Okada at first. They scold Excalibur for not having more enthusiasm throwing it to the EVPs because he was like, all right, now we're going to, really? We're going to send it to the Young Bucks and Ricochet. I was like, oh, that's kind of dumb the way he did it. He's supposed to be not proud of that. I don't know. They talk about how Okada's going to face Kevin Knight tonight. And he goes, Kevin Knight, have a good night, bitch. He walks off. Ricochet walks in. Talk about their 6-man tag. He goes, hey, I know how to beat Mike Bailey. I know how to beat Mark Briscoe. I know how to beat Swerve Strickland. So I'm more than happy to help you guys out. The Bucks, so they agree that they're going to win tonight. They're happy with Ricochet being their teammate. And then they go in their special locker room. When they open the door, well, the Death Riders are in there sitting in the dark. Matthew asks if there's something they can help them with. And Marina closes the door behind them. So earlier in the show, they had told us Nick Wayne's going to defend his ROH Television Championship against somebody from Christian Cage's past. And immediately I knew who it was. They wanted us to not know and be shocked when it happens, right? Well, I wasn't shocked because they announced Rhino for the show. And Rhino is somebody from Christian's past. Who else could it have been? Nobody. So, yeah. I'm just like, it's Rhino. Like when they said it earlier, I'm like, it's Rhino. Why are you trying to be all sneaky with it? It's Rhino. Nick Wayne was about to make his entrance and was immediately cut off by Christian Cage's music as he walks with Mother Wayne and Kip Sabian down to the ring. We're told Nick, again, will wrestle somebody from Christian's past. Thank you for the super chat, Falcon Fighter. Says, what happened to Luke? He wasn't on last Monday. I guess he'll be okay with me saying it. He thinks he got food poisoning and was sick on Monday night. So that's why Luke didn't make it to the show. Wasn't on the podcast because he thinks he got food poisoning. But told him rest up. Go to goddamn Backlash this weekend. Let us know how it was live, and then come back next Monday. As far as this match does go, Nick Wayne versus Rhino with the ROH TV title on the line. Detroit crowd popped when Rhino came out. We knew Rhino was going to be here. Rhino's also already advertised for tomorrow as well. Cage smirked when he saw Rhino come out. Wayne used his speed early on, hitting a missile dropkick out of the corner and opposing before putting his boots to Rhino in the corner. Wayne kept Rhino grounded, but was too cocky and missed a standing moonsault. Commentary mentioned how Wayne is headed to Japan tomorrow for the Best of the Super Juniors tournament. Rhino then delivered a belly-to-belly before signaling for the gore. Sabian ran distraction here of the referee, allowing Cage to trip up Rhino. Wayne then charged, but was flattened with a spinebuster. Rhino went for the gore, and Wayne sidestepped, allowing Wayne to deliver a kill switch and pick up the victory. So Nick Wayne does retain the TV title here against Rhino. Afterwards, Christian looked like he was going to put the title around Nick Wayne's waist, and then instead he stepped away. Mother Wayne, oh, what's going on? Nick's like, hey, give me the belt. Give me my goddamn title. And Christian goes to hand it to him and then just drops it and jumps out of the ring looking all disappointed. Kip Sabian immediately chases after him. Mother Wayne kind of puts her hand on her son's shoulder like it's going to be okay. And there we go. I don't know where the hell this is going. I'm not a big fan of this. Especially a couple of weeks. We know Christian's married in real life. Jay Russo's married. Yeah, when he was like, when you won that TV title, me and your mom celebrated all night. I was like, okay, guy. And then Shayna had that look on her face like, oh, he said it. Whatever. We got footage of Sammy Guevara winning a 4-way last week on Collision. It was against Roosh, Kevin Knight, and AR Fox. They were all shown as Roosh then cut a promo saying Kevin Knight cost him the match and will pay with blood. You mess with the bull, you get the horns. So we got the trios match. It was Swerve Strickland, Mark Briscoe, and Speedball Mike Bailey against Ricochet, the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. And this was your weekly, we've been getting it for about a month, a little over a month now, weekly Dynamite PWG party match. Just get a bunch of guys together, have a bunch of funny, cool spots, and there you go. And that's what this match was. It was your PWG party match. So Ricochet wanted to start until he realized he'd be starting against Swerve and said, never mind. He bailed. Bucks weren't having it, resulting in Strickland kicking Ricochet's ass out of the gate. Strickland charged at the Bucks, who hightailed it, as Briscoe and Bailey hit a great flying Hurricane Rana before Bailey paintbrushed Ricochet. The Bucks tripped up Bailey long enough to run distraction, as Strickland got caught with a jawbreaker. He let the Bucks then hit a double corner enziguri. The Bucks hit serial slingshot sentons as Ricochet did a float over senton. During the posing, Strickland, Briscoe, and Bailey all recovered. Ricochet thought that they'd head to the back, but it was to no avail. Where was I? Strickland and Briscoe then hit double dives on the Bucks. As back inside the ring, Ricochet was picked apart with some redneck kung fu and some taekwondo by Briscoe and Bailey, respectively. Strickland was caught with a slingshot facebuster by Nicholas, and Briscoe with a follow-up moonsault off the apron. Bailey was then draped over the top rope, and the Bucks hit a double stomp, bounce back powerbomb combo until Matthew did a huge dive onto Briscoe and a slingshot 450 splash onto Ricochet that capped things off, or from Ricochet that capped things off as we go to commercial break. A little bit later on in the match, the Bucks went for a double super kick on Bailey, who roundhouse kicked both of them in the legs. Matthew briefly matrixed and was missed with the super kick, but Bayley took out the Bucks before Strickland made the tag and finally got his hands on the Bucks, delivering a springboard uppercut and hitting the Gritty. There was a double suplex on the Bucks as Ricochet flew in with the springboard Hurricane Rana, but Strickland held on and powered into a spinning power slam. Briscoe hit a rolling DVD on Matthew as Bayley followed with a backflip double knees. Briscoe connected with a froggy bow, but Nicholas saved his brother to break the pin. Briscoe with a blockbuster off the apron as Bayley hit the golden triangle onto Ricochet. Strickland then wanted to end it, but Matthew caught him with a small package for a flash pin. So there we go. Matthew caught him and picked up the win. Bucks and Ricochet scurry away quick. Strickland, Nana, Briscoe, and Bayley couldn't believe they just lost. It was all right. I got bored with it after, the first break. We go to the second break, and I'm just like, oh, this match is still going. It was a little long for me. And I've been saying this about these party matches. They're a little long for me. They're going one segment too long. Like, we don't need 2 breaks. Just give us the one. And as soon as, you're ready for your second break, call for the match to end and get out of there. That's just my opinion, though. Ripper gets backstage with Will Ospreay and asks about his match next week, teaming with Hangman. Winwell was interrupted by MJF, who shilled shop AEW merch, saying to make Max richer and you poorer. MJF told Ospreay that he hopes he wins the Owen, go to All In, and win his AEW World title. So that way, he can get an easy W getting his title back because he knows how easy it is for him to beat Ospreay. Ospreay asked why MJF wasn't in the Owen, but then realized if he entered, Ospreay would drop him right on his head, just like he did at Wembley, and asked how the power in Max's arm is. MJF said that Ospreay is the reason they put instructions on shampoo bottles. But if they ever wrestle again, they'll find out that there's no one on the level of the devil. MJF went to leave, but then Ospreay pulled him back and said that he is. He's on another level. Ospreay apologized to Paquette as things kind of got out of hand and they go to a break. Back with more. Renee Paquette. This time, she did a sit-down interview with Jamie Hayter, who will be challenging or taking on Mercedes Moné in the finals of the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament. Hayter said, everything that Mercedes said last week wasn't true. Hayter said that this means more to her than it does to Mercedes. The legacy of Owen Hart does not need to be on her. It needs to be on me. And last week, Mercedes was doing nothing more than talking nonsense. Hayter said that she wants to get to know the real Mercedes, the human behind the hype, not the brand or egotistical woman we see every day. McKay said that Monet said last week that Hayter reminds her of herself, and Hayter said that's kind of insulting. Monet runs away every week, while Hayter stands up and fights. But Hayter doesn't have Monet's resume, but she has grit and truth. This isn't about gold or glory. This is about showing that Monet isn't untouchable. She's not the second coming. McKay brought up the back injury that Hayter had that kept her off TV for so long, but that was cut off when Monet would attack from behind. Monet burst into the shot and attacked Jamie Hayter as the two brawled out of the room. We go back to commentary where all of a sudden they go, wait, we're getting word up. I think these two women are fighting out here into the building. And they did. They came through the crowd area, part of the crowd, I guess you would say. And they're fighting. They fight on the top of the ramp. They get a few shots in on each other. Hayter took the camera and was about to say something when Monet ran out and attacked her again from behind on the stage, applying a statement maker. Referees had to pull her off. Monet stood next to the Owen Hart Cup and smiled as Hayter clutched her back. So she did, the statement maker, the back rake, crossface deal or whatever, trying to hurt the previously hurt back of Jamie Hayter. So I get it. It makes sense. Not as hyped for this match as I am for the other Owen finals. This one is kind of just like, okay, pretty sure Mercedes wins. Now, I would love to be shocked, but I don't think I will be. Alicia Toots in the back with Willow Nightingale, talking about how she's had some success in Japan as of late, but has issues with the Death Riders. Nightingale says that she knows that the list of people wanting revenge on the Death Riders keeps growing, but she wants to be one of the first on that list. She wants to get her fist in their face. And up comes Chris Statlander. Statlander's like, hey, sorry for interrupting, but I wanted to talk to you. You won't talk to me in the back, so we're going to do it right here in front of everybody on camera. Willow goes, oh, I have nothing to say to you because last year I was in the Owen and you're the reason I lost. Nightingale reminds Statlander she could have won last year, but didn't. Nightingale stops Statlander from leaving and said, if Statlander really wants to talk and settle things, let's do it tomorrow on Collision in the ring. I know there's a lot of sickos here in Detroit that wants to see us fight again, so let's do it. Statlander accepted the challenge and the two shook hands. Then we had Okada versus Kevin Knight. As a match, I thought it was really good. As a angle, I didn't like it. Kevin Knight got attacked and beat the shit out of him before the match started by Rush and Dralistico. Yet he's going to come in here and fight Okada 50-50 like he wasn't attacked early. Yeah, I didn't like that at all. Kevin Knight, to me, and maybe I just wasn't paying enough attention or something, I felt like didn't sell the attack from Rush enough during this match and just had back and forth match with Okada like nothing happened. Okada comes down to the ring, and during Knight's entrance, he was attacked from behind by Rush. He slammed him violently on the steps as Dralistico came out and watched and helped the beating. Rush shrugged off security and choked out Knight with a cable wire until Mike Bailey ran out to make the save, fending off both Rush and Dralistico. Rush kind of just smiled and walked off. Referee Aubrey Edwards then asked Kevin Knight if he was good to go, and he said, yeah, I want to still fight. Aubrey then tells Bailey, hey, you need to go to the back. And Okada had a look on his face like, oh, this is going to be easy. And I mean, Okada got the win and beat his ass. But for someone that just got beat down and choked out like that, Kevin Knight got way too much offense. And yeah, did the match that I thought they would have without the beatdown. So that I didn't like. You do the beatdown and then it was irrelevant anyways. Now you could say, well, that's why Okada won, because he was hurt already. Yeah, but look at the match that they had. It was basically a 50-50 match. So the bell sounds. Okada quickly spikes him with a DDT for a near fall. Knight got a roll-up of his own. Okada was up first and hit a massive flapjack. Knight got in a few shots, tried a monkey flip, only for Okada to turn it around to do a drop kick, causing Knight to tumble as they go to a break. Coming back from the break, Knight fought back with a sky high for a near fall when things returned, as Okada scurried to the corner. But Knight met him with an impressive standing Hurricane Rana and a leaping follow-up splash for a 2. Again, getting way too much offense for somebody that got beat down, choked out before the match started. Knight went for a leaping DDT, but Okada countered into an air raid crash on the knee. Okada went up top and hit his 0 hang time elbow drop. I mean, you know Okada don't care about a match when he just falls for the elbow. He doesn't leap. He doesn't hop. Nope. He goes, I'm working easy tonight. And he just falls for the elbow. Then he goes to do the Rainmaker pose. But of course, as Taz says, he's Americanized it and he flips everybody off. Rainmaker, though, was countered into an inside-out cradle by Knight, who follows with a backslide for another near fall. Knight leapfrogged a Rainmaker attempt into a backflip kick, but as he went for the UFO splash, Okada got his knees up. Okada missed his signature drop kick as Knight connected successfully. Knight wanted a springboard clothesline, but Okada drop kicked him out of midair, followed it up with a Rainmaker, and pinned him to pick up the victory. So I'm just like sitting here, and I'm watching this match, and I'm like, this dude was beat down on the ramp, slammed against like a bunch of shit, and choked out with the camera cable. Yet, he was perfectly fine to do this match, went 50-50 with Okada. Yeah, that's bullshit. I was not a fan of this one. As far as the match, I thought was good for it being a match, like really good. These two worked well together. But for what happened before, I didn't like how much Kevin Knight got and how Kevin Knight really didn't sell any of it at all during this match. Post-match, Okada delivered 2 more Rainmakers, and then he was about to deliver a third when Mike Bailey would run out to make the save again. It's like, I don't know. Like, they want to push Kevin Knight, but they ain't doing him no favors. To me, he came off kind of weak. Don Callis family's backstage. Bring up the Outrunners, challenging Beretta and Rocky Romero, but up the ante and tell them to find 2 more partners. They could face the entire Callis family, which would be Roppongi Vice, Lance Archer, and Kyle Fletcher. So Callis can kick their asses like it's 1983. And yeah, they said, this is the first time we've seen Kyle Fletcher with Don Callis since losing last week. Well, no shit. Because this is the first Dynamite since last week, dumbass Excalibur. Fucking dumb. Oh, first time we've seen him since last week. Well, yeah. Okay. What? Because we didn't see him on Collision? It's not like he works Collision every week. Like, that was probably the dumbest line of the night from Excalibur. He's sometimes got some dumb lines, but I think that was the dumbest. When he was like, this is the first time we've seen Kyle Fletcher and Don Callis' side since losing last week to the Hangman. Oh, no shit. We haven't had another Dynamite since he lost to the Hangman. Idiot. Anyways, Alicia 2 approaches the Hurt Syndicate backstage. They got some dude with him. I guess he's their lawyer or whatever. Legal counsel is maybe what MVP said. She asked about MJF. Lashley stopped her and said, hey, this is our legal counsel, Harrison Landau. And MJF will have answers for him next week. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. I want them to bring in Cedric. I think Cedric's 90 day is up tomorrow. It's either up tonight at midnight or tomorrow at midnight. I'm not 100% sure. We'll see how that all goes. But remember, we are brought to you today by Chef Robot. So let's hear a little bit about them. Hey, food lovers. Want crispy, delicious meals without the guilt? Then say hello to the Chef Robot 8-quart double air fryer, the ultimate kitchen sidekick that fries, bakes, and roasts with up to 85% less oil. With its smart cooking technology, you get perfectly golden results every time. Whether it's wings, fries, or even dessert, just set it, forget it, and enjoy chef-quality meals in minutes. So why settle for boring, greasy foods when you can cook healthier and faster with Chef Robot? Get yours today and transform the way you cook. So use our link in the description below, scan the QR code on the screen, or head over to pwunlimited.co/Chef Robot now for smart cooking and perfect results. All right. Also, if you're watching live on Twitch, the poll is now live. Go vote. Let me know what you thought of Dynamite. Well, this does lead us to our main event, Samoa Joe versus Claudio Castagnoli. Castagnoli made his way into the arena, I believe, using the elevator for his entrance. It's kind of cool. While Joe conducted the crowd in a Joe is gonna kill you chant. Both backed into a corner. Castagnoli got in a cheap shot early on and unloaded uppercuts until Joe sidestepped a charging uppercut and sank in the coquina clutch. But Castagnoli scurried to the ropes. The fight spilled to the outside, and Joe brutally slammed Castagnoli onto the barricade. So Castagnoli used sheer power, picked Joe up, and dropped him on the barricade. Castagnoli charged, but ran into a Uranagi on the floor as Joe dusted off an old movie is doing ROH with an Olay kick against the railing. Back inside the ring, Joe connected with a corner Uranagi, or an Enziguri. Looked like he was going to go for the Muscle Buster, but Castagnoli bit free and zoned in on the arm as we go to a commercial break. We're at the top of the hour. They tell us this will be our final break. When we come back, Castagnoli was in control. He had a Cobra Clutch applied as Joe fought free with a beautiful snap power slam for a 2. There's a Manhattan drop, a big boot, a running senton signature combo from Joe, but Castagnoli again went to the eyes and followed this up with an uppercut for a 2. There's a picture-perfect springboard uppercut from Castagnoli, who signaled for the giant swing, but Joe fired back with a kick, costing Castagnoli to fall right into the clutches of the coquina clutch and tap basically immediately. As soon as they fell to the mat, Joe went whack, ranked it back, and Claudio tapped quickly, like as fast as he could. Thought the match was fun. Thought the match was good. And I thought the match didn't overstay its welcome. I expected it to go longer, and it didn't. And I was like, oh, hey, it's over. That was a perfect match. I thought these two worked a perfect match. Post-match, Joe stood tall as Wheeler Yuta, Marina Shafir, and Jon Moxley all appeared at ringside. Powerhouse Hobbs would run down with a chair as Joe's back up. Hobbs waffled Castagnoli in the back repeatedly as Moxley looked, well, expressionless. Joe set the chair up and delivered a front-face suplex onto it, crushing Castagnoli's ribs and giving him some payback for what they did to Shibata last week. Joe stared down Moxley while holding onto the chair. He put it up in the air and noted that they're going to meet next week in a steel cage. So yeah, Joe wins by submission. They beat down Claudio afterwards, and there we go. Next week is Beach Break from Chicago, and we'll see how that show goes and if they finally start building more to the pay-per-view. Again, we only got 3 weeks till the pay-per-view. I think it's 3 weeks. 2 weeks till the pay-per-view after tonight. 2 more Dynamites, and then 3 collisions. So we got to start building, people. Why are we building last minute? Your last pay-per-view was in March. No. I'm thinking Revolution. Dynasty. Yeah, Dynasty was a nothing show for me. But we've had a while since Dynasty, and we built 2 matches from a tournament. So those didn't even count. Come on. Come on, Tony Khan. Give us more for this pay-per-view. But with all of that, I thought it was a good Dynamite. I enjoyed it. I really liked it. And I thought it flowed very well. So, hey, thumbs up for this Dynamite, a show that I'm usually kind of, I guess you would say, sour on. But not this night. This night was a good one. And they want next week to be another good one because it's got the beach break on. It's got the title match in the cage. And so hopefully they can do the good stuff they did tonight right back into next week. With that, you know what I thought of the show. Now it's time to hear what you guys thought of tonight's AEW Dynamite as we pull up these polls. So as far as the threads poll does go, 50% liked the show, 25% thought it was just all right, and 25% didn't like it. Looking at the Twitter X poll, 40% liked the show, 33% thought it was just all right, and 26% didn't like it. Looks like most people are kind of on the fence on this one. A lot less I liked it than normal. Looking at the community poll, 64% liked the show, 64% liked the show, 18% didn't, and 17% thought it was just all right. Looking at the live poll, 76% liked it, 15% didn't, and 9% thought it was just all right. And as far as the Twitch poll does go, everybody that voted liked the show. So guys, don't forget that tomorrow is Collision. Collision will be running tomorrow, Thursday, on TBS. We got Daniel Garcia versus a member of FTR, Chris Statlander versus Willow Nightingale, Speedball Mike Bailey versus Jurlistico, and Anthony Bowens versus Lee Johnson. Also, they did announce that next week, the Hangman Ospreay match, they'll be taking on Takeshita and Josh Alexander. With that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up. I want to say thank you for joining me here, twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Have a good one, and I'll be back on Friday for Friday Night SmackDown. See you next time, guys. All right, if you're still watching on Twitch, we're going to hit up a raid ski.